let's run it from the top. All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Thursday afternoon. Another edition of Knicks Offseason Central, presented by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com. Use our code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. On today's show, we're going to clarify everything or clear up the Knicks draft night moves on round one. Drafting Pacome Dadiet. We're going to talk about Pacome Dadiet and is I Hart still in play. We're going to talk about why Isaiah Hartenstein leaving the Knicks is not as certain as we once thought. Plus, some Knicks injury updates and surgery for Miles McBride, man. So let's talk about it. 657-383-1509, or you can hit me up on the KFTV Discord. Let's get into it. Like, share, subscribe to KFTV on the way to 100,000 subscribers after just crossing the 80,000 subscriber mark, man. We are on the way. We are continuing on the rocket, and we appreciate all of our franchise channel members, all of our viewers for their support. Salute to my guys in the chat. My franchise channel members, go ahead and throw an emoji in the chat. Let me know that you're in here. I see Mr. Duns, Flizzy Flex, never misses a show. Eric L. Beats in here. John Talento, salute. My regulars in here. Seven Snapped. Kareem Alston, Rosales. What's going on? We are up on the Facebook as well. Salute to everybody on the lunchtime grind. Beautiful day out here in New York. And just kind of had to hit the reset button, get some rest, and recalibrate the gauges, if you will. Had a busy day yesterday, man. Did 5 shows yesterday, man. So between the Marks show with Worldwide Wob and JD, then we did Pix 11, we did Fox 5, we did the OG Anunoby reaction show, then we did the draft show. So it was a busy day, man. But today's show, I wanted to come back on, and now that the dust has settled a little bit, at least on round one, let's just talk about what the Knicks did here and why they did it, most importantly. So, coming in at number 25, they drafted Pacome Dadiet out of France. And obviously that was the big joke of last night, is the Knicks continuing to their tradition of drafting French players. But this guy seems to have some promise, according to some of the draft experts, analysts, and scouts. And I did receive some scouting reports from a couple of people that I want to identify and thank. And also, we're going to go more in depth on Pacome Dadiet tonight at 9:30 when our guy David Zenon joins the show. We're going to cover the entire Knicks draft, between what they did in round one and drafting him, and then what they do tonight in round two. So David Zenon is going to come on and join us as well, man. But real quick, so they had the 24th pick. They took that pick and traded it down to the Wizards in exchange for number 26. And remember, I had brought up the graphic from Bobby Marks that talked about the salary range for each pick. And at 24, it was about $2.8 million. And so, they were able to move that and ultimately move that pick, 26 pick, to the OKC Thunder for several second-round picks, and that allowed the Knicks to save about $3 million. Now, with the 25th pick, again, they picked Pacome Dadiet out of France, but he's recently played out of Germany in Ratio Farm Ulm in Germany. This was the same team that Killian Hayes had played with. So, you have a number of people who say, look, he's a 6'8", 6'9" wing, lots of potential. Started playing pro at 16. And a lot of people say, number one, his scoring pop is there right now, even though sample size is needed. And, defensively, they're saying he's a bit of a work in progress, needs to work on his defensive awareness, his decision-making, sometimes falls into lapses, things of that nature. So, that was, the short end scouting report, but a lot of people think this guy's got a lot of potential. So don't sleep on this pick. And with the Knicks and their ability to find some diamonds in the rough late in the round, since this Leon Rose and his regime has been here, I'm going to go with them, man. I'm going to go with what they see here in Walt Perrin. And clearly the Knicks had some eyes on the international scene, so good job by them. And maybe, just maybe, they have another diamond in the rough. Now, the question is he going to be a draft and stash pick, or is he going to come up to the main ball club? Now, if you let him tell it, he's saying, hey, listen, I'm here. I'm playing. I'm not going back. Let's listen to a couple of sound bites from Dadiet as he met with the media after being drafted with the 25th pick, man. Here is Dadiet. This is courtesy of SNY Videos. Let's hear what he's got to say here. Salutes to everybody in the chat.
Like, what a Rick describe your game, and then when you kind of just look at the makeup of this team, how do you see yourself fitting into what the Knicks are trying to do?
Yeah, so I think I'm really versatile, but I can also bring like what a rookie needs to bring in a team. So bring some energy, like being able to grab a rebound, push the ball, but also knock down shots. So I think it's very important for a rookie to bring like those things.
All right. So, says he's confident in his ability to knock down shots. He's versatile, and he's ready to bring some energy. Typical rookie speak here. He said that he hadn't met Tibbs, but has seen Tibbs on TV. He talked about Kevin Durant being one of his favorite players. This was his comment on being a potential draft and stash pick. Here it is.
Do you plan on taking more time in Europe?
No, I'm planning on playing here in the team. Yeah.
So he said, listen, I plan on playing here. And I'm trying to I got a scout who wants to come on right now and talk a little bit more about Dadiet, so just hang on. Let me get this guy a Zoom link and get this guy in here. We are booking guests live on the show. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel, man. We're getting it popping right now. Another day in the Knicks offseason. And, yeah, man, Knicks second round will kick off tonight at 4 p.m. Knicks have the 38th pick and 51. So let's see where they go there because, based on how they need to fill out the rest of this rotation, they may be looking at one or two of these second round picks as a, potential rostered player here because of where they are financially. And the reason why the savings of the $3 million was so significant is because it seems like the Knicks are trying to get I Hart back here by any means necessary. They are trying their best to clear off salary to get I Hart in here, so that the $3 million of savings can help. In addition to, they still got to make moves. In addition to potentially trading Mitch or potentially being able to add more outgoing salary in the Mikal Bridges trade. So that is why the Knicks punted on 24, ultimately punted on 26 to get that cost savings because they want to try to get I Hart back in here, man. And, hey, rightfully so. I would love to see I Hart stay. But what I think it's ultimately going to come down to is the Knicks trying to get close to that number. You remember his max is 4 years, 72. They're going to try to get close to that number and then say to I Hart, hey, do you want to come back and do something special? Or does I Hart go out there and get the bag? Could he get it from Orlando? Could he get it from the OKC Thunder? It's ultimately the ball is gonna be in I Hart's court to say, does he want to take less money for longer years, or does he want to go out there and get the bag for his family? I think he seems like a guy. He was on record saying, hey, if the money's equal, he'd stay. He seems like a guy that should be good for him, man. You want to stay in New York? You want to go to Orlando and be rich? You want to be rich in Orlando, OKC? You want to build something special with the Nova boys and Julius and those guys? So the I Hart situation is not over. The I Hart situation is not over. I think we will find out more as the days go by. Remember, today's going to be the second round, and then free agency essentially starts Sunday, this Sunday, the 30th at 6 p.m. So the free agency show will be going down then. Make sure you guys are tapping in back here at KnicksFanTV, #1 show for the fans by the fans. So we'll find out a lot more between now and then. But if you look at some of the competition, neither Orlando or the Thunder picked up a center in the draft yesterday. So who knows? Who knows there? And I'm just waiting on my scouting guest. My scouting guest is going to come in here. We're booking guests live here, people. We are booking guests live. Hang on one second. Let me get it to my guy. I just sent it to him. Simeon goes. So to everybody in the chat once again. Call in 657-383-1509, or you can hit the KFTV Discord. Shout out to My 2 Cents. He says, after everyone was bitching for ages, we need a wing. Leon Lanzas, OG Bridges, and a 6'9", 18-year-old who plays D and shot 44 from 3 since January 1st. Leon working his magic. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. Okay, somebody said check out what Fred Katz just said. Let me check Fred Katz here and see what Fred Katz is saying. Okay, this is an article about Boston. He says he confirmed the McBride surgery. What else are we talking about with Katz? Here is some more on Katz's breakdown of the second-round picks that the Knicks got. This is what you're talking about. I mean, I could pull that up. I didn't see anything else, but this is what Katz wrote in terms of the second-round picks from OKC. They got 2025, the most favorable out of the Boston or Memphis pick, the 2026 Golden State pick, the 2027 Minnesota pick, and then in 2027, second most favorable out of OKC, Houston, Miami, Indy, and 2027, third most favorable. So, I mean, this is all, down the road, but again, they wanted to get the cash savings in hopes to get some more wiggle room and maybe to bring I Hart back, man. What do we think about this? Shout out to Ryan Courtwright, $50 super chat says, I want everyone to show my boy CP he said franchise. He left a $50 bag, but it's franchise, no R. He says, I want to show him love for always keeping us updated with everything. All Knicks, appreciate everything you guys do. This is a season we show our dominance in the Eastern Conference. We here. Salute to Ryan, man. Appreciate the support. Just no R on the name. Just for the fans, by the fans. Very easy, right? Franchise. So our scouting guest is on the way. And so I was trying to coordinate with him very last minute to get him on. So that's why I was a little bit disjointed here. But hopefully you guys are still with us and rocking with us. And we are here with the show. So to everybody once again on the Facebook, let me dial into the phones and take some calls. I see some callers on the line, so hang tight. Let me get to the phones as well.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio.
Knicks drafting Pacome Dadiet out of France, man. So we're just breaking that whole thing down, and we'll have a scouting report on him in just a few seconds. And while we wait on our guests, I'm going to get some calls in here. Okay. So
your show will go live in 5 seconds.
So to everybody in the chat. So to everybody on the grind.
2, 1.
Okay, let's get to some callers. 917, what's your name? Where are you calling in from? 917.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello? Oh, you hear me?
You loud and clear. You got to get off the speakerphone and come closer to the phone, man.
Yeah, what's up? What's up, CP?
How you doing, bro?
I'm all right. This is Mike from Brooklyn, man. You remember I called you. I told you that Leon was going to get the Bridges thing done, man.
Yep. You finally did, man. That was great.
You said how he's going to do it without Randall. It's not happening.
Yeah.
But we got that out the way. You don't trust Leon to get I Hart back?
They're working on it, and if anybody can do it, it's Leon and Brock Aller, man. So while the reports are out there that it is unlikely, clearly they are, enacting a couple of cost-cutting measures here to see if they can. And then I think ultimately it will come down to I Hart's decision Is he going to go out there and take what many think will be a larger deal in terms of, you know, annual average, or is he going to go out there and take what the Knicks are able to give him and be part of something special? Because I think I Hart with this group would be really cool to see, man.
Yeah, I think we get to keep him and we'll keep Mitch.
Yeah,
the way Leon's been working.
Okay,
I think we keep both of them. You think it's possible, or you don't think so?
No, I think it's possible, man. There's work that needs to be done. There's work that needs to be done, and if they do keep him and Mitch, I mean, they're pretty much all in. Without getting into the minutia of the cap, they're pretty much going to be at the second apron. So that's it. That's going to be the squad for the most part.
One last question.
Yeah.
One last question. I love that OG came back, but I think we overpaid. He got the highest paid. He's the highest paid player on the team. And
okay.
I think now, how does Brunson sign that extension this summer, knowing that OG is getting all that money?
Yeah, I mean, some
can't make less than OG.
Some people wanted to see, OG to make that sacrifice that Brunson appears to be making. I mean, Brunson didn't sign his deal yet, so not out of the woods yet. We're just gonna have to see how it plays out and see where JP is at with things, man. You know what I mean? I appreciate the call, man.
Yeah. All right, CP.
All right, man. It's Mike from Brooklyn. Okay, let me bring in my guest, man, and appreciate you for coming in last minute. He is the Director of European Scouting for Net Scouts Basketball, a certified scout, and a Knicks fan, man. Simeon Marinoff in the building. Simeon, how you feeling, man?
Hey, what's up, CP? I'm extremely happy about coming to your show and talk more about Pacome Dadiet, one of the many franchises coming to this draft, getting drafted. It's a real honor, and actually big kudos to you and your team about what you've been doing with the channel, with the podcast. I've been following you actually from the beginning, let's say, from the first rough years, and let's say that podcast is a perfect example how the fan bases can grow something within the fans and go beyond that, because exactly the podcast went way beyond only Knicks channel,
Yeah, absolutely, man. No, I definitely appreciate you for tapping in, and me and you correspond a lot via Instagram, and you definitely keep me abreast of what's happening in Europe and along your travel. So tell us a little bit about Pacome Dadiet. When the Knicks drafted him yesterday, a lot of us weren't familiar with his game. Let us know, what your takeaways are from him.
Yeah, kind of. That's a typical thing for many of these Europeans coming to New York City, and at the beginning they kind of get the boost, get the more of the uncertainties. But at the end of the day, Pacome Dadiet is a well-known prospect in Europe. For especially for the international NBA scouts, he's a well-known prospect because he's been playing at the best youth level for quite long, and he's been with Russell Farm with the German team for this past two seasons. So he went there where guys like Jeremy Sohan, Killian Hayes, honed their craft, honed their skills, and actually, the agent of Pacome Dadiet is Killian Hayes' agent too. Mm-hmm. So kudos to him as well, Jan Balikuzu. So what should we know about Pacome Dadiet? I think he addresses the wing depth, the lack of wing depth for so many years at the Knicks, and especially at 6'8". He has great size for 3'2" guy. Actually, he started last season playing at 4 position which was kind of unusual position for him, but that was because mainly because of injuries within the team. And down the lane, he's been playing more as a 3-man, which I expect is gonna be his position on the Knicks squad. He's a gifted scorer from all 3 levels, kind of promising. Has promising all-around skill set, great versatility, and actually a natural mid-range shooter, which is not the nowadays it's all about raining threes from outside, but to have a mid-range shooter is another thing. And actually the room for improvement in his game for sure is gonna be keep honing his stroke from outside, and he needs to polish his defensive presence because he's kind of up and down over there. But reportedly, he's been working a lot on that in the past season at Ulm. And at the end of the day, he's been playing for men's team. That's totally different from playing college basketball. Different speed, different strength, different athleticism for sure. But you're playing again grown men, so you need to take into account all of that details.
Well, why do you think, based on him still kind of being a raw talent, what do you think the motivation was for him to leave where he was, which seemed like a good place for him to develop and try to make it into the league now?
Yeah, actually, his situation at Ulm and situation of Zachary Ricochet, I think those 2 situations were kind of different because Pacome Dadiet didn't get many, he didn't have any drawn plays for him and things of that nature. He was a man in the system. He was a guy that respects the team and plays within the system. So that's another thing which I would highlight, that he's very coachable, quiet guy, a quick learner. But I think actually maybe getting some minutes is gonna be the big question. Is he gonna be able to get any minutes based on the roster after the addition of Mikal Bridges and actually after OG? If if the team keeps OG, then you're gonna have 2 wings for sure, and maybe he can get some minutes off the bench, but it depends. Of course, it comes down to Tom Thibodeau's decision, and we know what's his mindset about the rotation and sticking to So it depends. I think, especially with Pacome Dadiet, athletically, physically, he's ready. He's ready to take the next step, and I don't see him as a stash pick. To be honest with you, I don't see him. Yeah, I think he either goes to the G League or be and at the same time be on the bench. Things of that nature, but it's gonna be up to him and up to the Tom Thibodeau's vision,
Well, once again, salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. CP the franchise here. Knicks Offseason Central lunchtime edition of the show. I'm here with fellow Knicks fan and one of our own, man, Simeon Marinov. He's the director of European scouting at Net Scouts Basketball. We were talking about the Knicks' first-round pick at number 25 selection, Pacome Dadiet. So you think, he's definitely doesn't need to be a draft and stash, could potentially get some time in Westchester. I would have to believe that would be the case. But so what do you think his strongest suit? Is it his shooting touch right now?
Shooting and cutting, I would say he's a great cutter. He knows how to play off the ball, which is a great thing when you are, surrounded by big fishes and guys that can take care of the ball. But at the same time, he can put the ball on the floor. He can bring the ball up the floor as well if that's needed. So he's kind of, to me, he's intriguing prospect because I think he has upside. And he could be an all-around player. It depends, of course, on the role. It depends, of course, on the on the team and the structure and construction and everything about the roster. But I definitely see him as a guy that is able to play a role on an NBA team, because he can knock down open shots as well, but he can create for himself, and he can create for the others. It's a little bit difficult to translate all these skill set, especially from a European prospect, because many of these prospects, they play on men's teams.
Yeah.
And they have different roles. And it's very, it's kind of tricky. It's kind of tricky to translate all the skills and all the positions and, all of these things.
Yeah, no, understood, man. As you said, the roles could be different. He's playing in a men's league. You have other players on that team that are being prioritized, or maybe the offense is running through them. But seems like as a supporting role, he's done okay, especially in the offensive end. But defense is where he's going to have to step it up. But hey, 18 years old, young prospect. I trust this Knicks scouting team and player development staff to get it done. Maybe he's here, maybe he's in Westchester. Let's just see how things play out. Things are it's very early in the process right now, especially when it comes to the Knicks roster.
For sure, it's early, and you see from physical standpoint, from athletic standpoint, he's there. He has vertical, 36 inches, which is pretty good, and kind of bouncy guy, fluid athlete. Yeah. He's there, I think.
Do you think, based on the prospects you saw and the draft, do you think he was drafted at a fair spot?
I would say so. But as I mentioned to you in the text messages that we've been exchanging, he kind of went, a little bit as an underrated prospect, especially at the beginning of the season, based on most of the mock drafts and on other outlets. And that was basically heavily thanks to the lack of exposure during the past summer, because he didn't play at FIBA youth events. There was World Cup under 19, where, for example, one guy like Melvin Aginsa, another French prospect, kind of had a breakout performance. So, but that was due to having minor injuries. He had minor injuries, and he needed to fully recover from this injury. So he was following, his protocols, and that's why, you saw, he trusted the process, and when it matters the most, he delivers. He delivered during the season, and he played, well.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good, man. Well, listen, man, definitely appreciate the time and for jumping on at spur of the moment. Definitely appreciate it. Any final thoughts on the Knicks, man, before we wrap?
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm excited to see how far they can go. Especially Mikal Bridges. I like him a lot in terms of skill set, in terms of game, everything. And I think for many years these Knicks they haven't had any wings. Such wing depth, I think it's gonna be vital, especially going against Boston squad. But Isaiah Hartenstein's absence gonna be felt, I would say.
Yeah.
But let's see. Let's see. Because yeah.
Not out of the woods just yet, man. But listen, man, like I said, definitely appreciate the time. Let the people know where they can find you, man.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter on Twitter, Simeon Marinov. You can find me also on Instagram, Simeon Marinov Scouting. It's written like the high school of Derrick Rose, which is Simeon.
Yep.
So yeah.
Do me a favor, if you're
on this social media, Instagram and Twitter.
If you have the YouTube chat open, just drop your links in there for me. You mind doing that?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. All right, man. Appreciate the time, man. Definitely. Let's connect again. Appreciate the talk.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, and talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Have a great one.
All right, man. Pleasure to connect once again. And that was Simeon Marinov, guys. A salute to our guy, man, checking in, giving us a scouting report, man. Impromptu scouting report. He's director of European scouting, man. So that's what we do. We get you the answers that we don't have ourselves. Sounds like a kid with some promise. Obviously needs work based on all accounts, but has some potential. Let's see how it works out. Obviously, he's not a necessity right now, but we'll see what he turns into. And we'll have more on Pacome Dadiet tonight. My guy David Zenon is coming through, man. We're going to talk about the draft, the entire Knicks draft. He's going to give you his thoughts on Dadiet. And we're going to talk about some of the guys that he's working with, man, because some of the guys that he's working with have definitely shown some shot improvement. So Dave Z, the shooting doctor, is getting his guys right. We're going to talk to him about quite a few things. So just to summarize everything that we've been talking about here, the I Hart situation is still fluid. Not out of the woods just yet. I think the Knicks right now are trying to shuffle some decks, make some moves to get I Hart the bag. They're trying to get I Hart his money. And I think what it'll come down to is ultimately it's going to be in I Hart's court to say, I'm sticking with the band, or I'm taking the cake. I'm taking the cash. What's I Hart going to do, man? Let us know your thoughts, and we'll comment on it. I see some people on the phones. We're going to get to that. Shout out to Supernatural Inc. Official. Just joined the franchise channel members. We appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you, man. Salute to everybody who was here last night and today for the 80,000 subscriber celebration, man. 80,000 subscriber celebration. Definitely proud of that, and happy that we hit that mark. So salute to everybody who's been a part of it. Salute to everybody who's been supporting us. And we're going to continue to do great things, man. Only the beginning for KnicksFanTV. In other news, the Deuce went under the knife, man. Miles McBride. Let me fix my screen up here. My Jumbotron's looking kind of crazy. Miles McBride had toe surgery at some point. I don't know if it was the last week or what. But, Knicks PR has announced that McBride underwent successful toe surgery on his right fifth toe. And there's our guy Deuce speaking to the Utes at a basketball camp and in crutches. So Miles McBride went under the knife. Clearly he was dealing with something, as they all are once you get to, the April-May time. And so that's the update there. I'm sure he'll be fine and he'll be ready to go by training camp. Oh, okay. I see what you guys are saying here with Fred Katz. Okay, hang on. We might hang on here. I see what you guys are saying here. Fred Katz saying that the Knicks have searched for ways to add extra salary to complete the Mikal Bridges trade and previously discussed potentially adding Miles McBride to the deal. The team discussed the possibility of including Miles McBride in the Bridges trade, and not because they are itching to trade away McBride at 23, which is only $13 million over the next 3 years. It's math. If they wanted to, the Knicks could find a third team to route McBride to, acquire a future first-round pick in the process, and avoid the first apron hard cap. His salary plus Bogdanovich would barely top Bridges, but they have since shied away from that scenario. Okay. False alarm. Almost traded. Had Deuce on the table, but then they stepped back. Okay. It's part of it, man. Got to have different scenarios in order. But overall, like I said, the I Hart thing is not over just yet. And here was Ian Begley on last night's Honda Sports Night, breaking it all down. This is courtesy of SNY. Let me get to Ian Begley on the I Hart situation.
Ian, my wife is jealous of all the quality time we've been spending together.
He'll be a Knicks
to the guys. Here we go.
Here in New York. You saw the Knicks vision.
This is on OG.
For a while that it doesn't look good for the Knicks to keep Isaiah Hartenstein. What's the latest on that front after all this wheeling and dealing in the last 24 hours?
You know, the Knicks could be hard capped at the first apron. And in the NBA, that's $178 million. And that would mean they can't go above that in team salary. That scenario, they would have a really hard time bringing Hartenstein back because they couldn't even get to his max number of $16 million in year one. But tonight in the draft, they essentially shed $3 million by trading out of the first round and then drafting a player that could be a draft and stash. And so that gives them some wiggle room. If they can alter the Mikal Bridges trade and send out a little more money, they can avoid that first apron hard cap, and they would have enough money to offer Hartenstein that max deal. But he can still get a lot more from other suitors on the open market, and those big offers are expected come Sunday, 6 p.m. So if that happens, Hartenstein would have to choose less money to stay here in New York.
Apron.
All right, so there you have it. They're trying to add some more money to the Mikal Bridges deal to maybe get I Hart the offer. It's not to say that he's going to take it. We don't know. Or maybe they find a team to take on Mitch. So things are still fluid. And, not over, man. Not over. Richard Baptiste, what is he crying about? It was never over. You said it was over, CP. No, never said that. Never said that. Never said that. I shared the report that it was unlikely by Woj and Ian, but I said anything's possible. And right now, Leon Rose and company are trying to make it a possibility. So let's see what happens there. Okay, a couple more phone calls before we wrap. 813, what's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Rambo from Tampa.
Rambo, let's go.
I had a call in this time.
Let's go.
Hey, real fast, man. Listen, shout out to 80,000 subscribers, man. I called it. I said it was going to be on draft night, man. I'm so hyped about that, man. If you don't know this is the place to be, you know now.
Let's
that
go.
Simple. Man, I heard Ari talking all this mess earlier, man. Listen,
Ari set off a firestorm, man.
Listen,
he set off a firestorm.
He's been eating crow.
Yeah.
He's been eating crow for the past couple of years, man. This front office has been showing him wrong.
Yep.
So I'm not even worried about it, man, because we got something now that we didn't have when the Donovan Mitchell trade went down. We got direction. We got consistency. We got actually a game plan, man. I love this. We have a core right now, man. That trade last night, I love it. And I see it, honestly, as our really number one trade. Number one draft pick that we get to see what our culture and how it influences somebody. Last time with Quickly and RJ Barrett, we needed them to save the franchise. Now we're going to have people be able to come and develop under us. An offensive, off-wing player, that's perfect. Tibbs will teach him how to play defense. With a midi, man, I thought that was a beautiful pick. I think they're doing great things right now, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Salute. Man, let's go, man. Y'all get hyped right now, man. Stay tapped in. That's it.
Appreciate you, man. Rambo from Tampa on the check-in. Salute to everybody on the lunchtime grind. If you guys are new in the chat, leave me a hashtag new. I'll shout you out. I see a lot of our regulars, all of our franchise channel members in here heavy. Salute to everybody on Facebook. Reggie Clark, I see you. Victor Aponte, Mike Reynoso, salute. Dylan Libby, he says, is Precious 100% out of the picture now? Hard to say. I think he could be another guy who they may look to sign and trade in the Bridges deal to try to get closer to that I Hart offer. Keith Cooper, salute. Wilfredo Casiano Jr., how you doing, man? Sean Mayers, Bees Noriega, salute, man. Juan Carlos Gonzalez, salute to you guys on the Facebook. Okay, couple more here. David Zenon coming on tonight at 9:30. Full Knicks draft breakdown and scouting report. 212, what's your name? Where you calling in from?
Hey, what's going on, CP? It's Mark Anthony from LES.
Yes, sir. How you doing, bro?
I called in yesterday, and I was talking to you and Bobby Marsh about Deuce.
Yep.
So it's funny that you was just talking about him. So listen, real quick. So the five-man starting rotation is what? Brunson, Bridges, OG, Randall, and let's say I Hart, right?
Yeah.
So then off the bench, we got We got DiVincenzo, Hart, and Mitchell Robinson. That's 8-man rotation.
And Deuce.
Kids don't like to play more than. That's why I'm saying, I think Deuce is the odd man out. I think we could package Deuce and maybe bring in, say, Kyle Lowry.
Nah.
Maybe even a Chris Paul.
I don't see them doing that. For Lowry? You want to package up Deuce and get Lowry in here?
We need backup point guard play real bad, man.
Lowry?
Goes to shit.
My God. You want to get rid of Deuce and bring Cal washed up Lowry in here?
I feel you would. Listen, it's going to hurt me to get rid of Deuce, but the backup point guard play is the only piece we're missing now.
I hear you, man. And I'm on the way to the beach, and I'm late, man. Call back anytime, Mark Anthony, man. But we can't do that. He had a good call yesterday. Now he's talking about getting rid of Deuce to really bring. I told you guys, forget the Larry nonsense. We're not getting involved in this is not the Villanova Alumni Association to come around and just hang out. We need ball players, man. Mark Anthony, I had to save you from yourself. The tomatoes are on overload in the chat right now, man. We don't need that. I'll call back anytime, man. I'm late for the beach, man. I got to get to the beach soon, man. 917. What's the name where you call it in from, man? Deuce for Kyle Lowry.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, man? How you feeling, bro?
Hey, I'm good. I think what we gotta do is
do me a favor. Talk a little bit louder. Talk a little bit louder in your phone. You're coming in kind of low.
Oh yeah. Hello.
Yeah. You're loud and clear.
Okay. Yeah. What's up? I think what we gotta do is we gotta trust Leon Rose. We gotta trust the Knicks front office because I think they know what they're doing, and I think if we just wait long enough, I think we might get back Hartenstein.
Okay.
We might get a new center. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
But what we just got to do is trust. I think the McHale deal was out of the blue, right? But it was something that was a great deal. And it really shows that we're really trying to contend, right? Drafting a random French player, it's because Leon doesn't want to pay, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we don't need anyone to really play minutes. That's a rookie, which is why we're just trying to win the chip. We're trying to contend.
Okay.
And that's why I'm trying to trust Leon Rose right now.
Okay. Appreciate the call, man. This guy's got faith. Got to have faith. 848, what's your name? Where you calling in from?
Nick calling in from Jersey.
How you doing, bro?
I would have liked to seen Khalil Lair fall to us last night. I think he would have been the fit if Hartenstein doesn't come back to us. We're going to need a big.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily love the rumors about Gogo Batadze. I don't know how that fits for us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he doesn't play much. Could he be the next Hartenstein where you find a guy who's 24 years old and you get 2 years out of him and then you can get a good contract?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Not sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that we're right in position, man. Do I love the OG contract with the injuries? Not necessarily, but I think people have said this. We're in a position to overpay.
Yeah.
We've never been in a position to overpay. It's okay to overpay. I'm not worried about middle schoolers in 2029, 2031 for the Bridges trade.
Right.
You can't. You really can't. And if those turn out to be number ones and we win a chip, I'll sleep at night very happily.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. Good call, man.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Catch up with you.
Yeah, man. Call back anytime. My guy really tried to get Deuce out of here for Kyle Lowry. That was man, bro. Doc on the Discord. Go ahead, Doc. Doc.
Hello, you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear, sir.
All right. Adrian from Connecticut. I had to pull over. I'm here driving for Amazon. I already know I got to tap in with y'all.
Let's go.
Everybody give a like, give a subscribe to the boys. You already know they be doing their thing. Quick, I don't even know what that last dude was talking about Kyle Lowry. Like, Deuce McBride finally, nobody expected him to be basically the second IQ after IQ.
Deuce is hooping, man. I'm trying to see a little more right now, man.
Absolutely. I think that he can develop into a player that could potentially be able to make those smart basketball decisions, run a secondary unit if we give him the time. But to talk about the big question, which is the center position, like I think Hartenstein, like I think a lot of people gotta, like you've been saying it all season. Not everybody's gonna come along for the ride with us. As much as I love Hartenstein and I love the player he's become on the New York Knicks, people are forgetting that Hartenstein. We was asking people were raving for this guy to get traded at one point. I think that we can bring somebody in, very early. But I'd say that to say that not to downplay Hartenstein does for the team, but I'm saying that I think that what we can do with another center potentially, if we lose Hartenstein, we shouldn't be getting all up in arms if we do lose someone that's a beloved Knick right now. You feel me? I think that it's a very emotional situation. It was very similar with the IQ and RJ trade and just letting people go. But like we got to look at it objectively. We're here to win a championship. We've been in the dark for too long. Let's do what we have to do instead of doing what we want to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I wanted to do. Rapid fire. I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the call, Doc. Salute to all my drivers, man. Doc out there representing his Amazon. Salute to my Uber drivers, my MTA workers, man, my truck drivers, taxi drivers, everybody out there on the road listening to the show, man. Salute to you guys. I like iHart's fit with the team. I've said that for a while. I would love to see him stay here. I think it's better balanced with the guys that you have right now with iHart. Even if you didn't have the guys that you have right now, I just think the offense is way it's better balanced. If they're able to keep iHart and Mitch, that would be a home run. But if you lose one of these guys, it becomes tricky. Like the center position could be that area of weakness because as you invest in Bridges and OG and Brunson and whoever else, it's going to be harder to really balance things out. That's why I thought they were going to go with a center last night. But just as you said, maybe, I don't know where they rank these centers on their draft board, but there seemed to be a run on centers right after the lottery. 15 to Miami was Khalil Ware. You had Daron Holmes go to Denver. Yves Missy went to the Pelicans. So it just seemed like, a lot of those names that we heard about were starting to come off the board way before the Knicks got there. And maybe that's why they made the decision. I don't know where they had those guys on their list. Christopher Blake, let's go.
Yo, CP, salute.
How you doing, man?
Man, rough. I feel bad now because I had to carry the cross and now everybody, is coming around about losing Hartenstein. I feel bad now. I didn't want to do that to him. I was trying to put him up
Christopher Blake wants his flowers, man.
He just ripped that Band-Aid off. But here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, when I look at the matchups and I'm saying who we bang up against the East, I think Mitch might be a little bit more important for us from a defensive standpoint. I love iHart's fit offensively, but he got bullied by Embiid. He got bullied by Turner. Mm-hmm. The year before, Mitch was able to bully Allen and, what's his name? My four over there in Cleveland. I can't remember right now.
Mobley.
Don't forget what Mitch does for us.
Yeah, it's no slight on Mitch. Mitch is a beast now. I'm just saying balance-wise, look, I would love to have both. That would be great for me. But balance-wise, I think iHart kind of balances things a little bit better for this team. But Mitch is no slouch at all.
100%. But there's a name out there that's still available in the second round that I want Knicks fans to kind of get a hand around looking at because I think he adds an even greater dimension offensively to what the 4 or 5 position can bring. And that's Filipowski out of Duke.
Yeah.
A lot of people was giving me trouble and saying he got bullied. He hit second round. That is a hell of a steal. He reminds me of Mitch a little bit in how, nobody really wanted to draft Mitch, but give him a chance. And you put him on the Tips program, he's tough.
Yeah.
He's tough defensively. He's versatile offensively. And he gives you enough of a difference look at that 5 position, especially as a second rounder.
Yeah.
I think that's where we should probably look to go.
Okay. Appreciate the call, man.
Appreciate you, CP. Holla at you later.
Appreciate the call, man. Tap in later, 9:30. David Zenon coming through. Zay from Maryland. Go ahead. You next.
You, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, man. How you feeling today, bro?
Doing good. I'm doing good. Hey, man, shout out to you, man. I know your computer is hot, man. You've been doing back-to-back lives, back-to-back content,
Hey, man, we just here. The off-season is cooking. We got to, assemble the family, man, and get to it.
Thanks for putting out content for the people, man.
Appreciate
you definitely been holding it down for us Knicks fans. So I'm gonna keep it short and simple, man.
No problem.
I would love I Hart. I Hart is a good piece. We never really were struggling with offense. Our biggest thing and our biggest, I think, challenge, or I think what can get us over the hump, is if there was any way we can keep both I Hart and Mitch. And if we have to trade one, that's a tough one, man.
Yeah.
But I don't see that happening because they would have drafted a center in the draft.
Yeah.
So I think they have something else cooking. We don't see it yet. So we probably got to wait. If anything, they may trade Mitch, but I would think they would want to bring in another center. Precious is not a center. I don't know why people keep trying to recommend Precious as the backup. He's more of a power forward. I think when we did have him playing center, it was okay, but it was like more small ball. So I don't know. We'll see. But our whole thing was the two twin towers of having I Hart and then Mitch coming off the bench is just like makes us definitely contenders. So if there's any way they can keep both of them, great.
Yeah.
Outside of that, man, I'm liking the Mikal Bridges. Y'all need to be careful, man. Don't worry about what all the outsiders say, because at one point Bridges was a great young all-star, up-and-coming all-star. Now that he's with the Knicks, you paid so much for a role player.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
nonsense.
Don't worry about the outside noise, man. Focus on what we got and what we got cooking, and we got a lot cooking, and it's all off chemistry. It's all off chemistry and consistency. Shout out to Leon. Shout out to Dolan. Y'all, people don't like giving Dolan the respect now. When we were blaming.
Yeah,
him
now you don't hear about him. Now he's not the most terrible owner in all of sports.
Exactly.
Right?
It's just so quiet, right? now that things are going well, it's just like, whatever. So we got to give Dolan the respect to say, all right,
he found the right guy.
Leon the keys. Yep, for getting the right guy, giving Leon the keys. He's done his work. And a lot of people were kind of getting ready to get Leon out the building because of after 2 years, just because we couldn't get anybody in the building. But that was just they had to clean up that dirty stigma of the Knicks front office. Now that they got that clean, people are going to be running here, and it's too late. We already got our squad. We got a squad that's locked down for years, a young squad. They all already got chemistry. They already ready to go. They already know what is needed. Bringing OG back, he know what's up. There's only one reason OG is coming back, and it's because he saw what was cooking last year, and he loves it. He wants to be a part of it. So
well said.
We got a good squad. Don't get twisted with all of the outsiders. Don't get crazy on it. We just got to bring everybody in house. But I do want iHart back, but for the right price. And I think iHart would be willing to come back for a low price, just a shorter contract, if he knows it's going to lead to a championship or at least the efforts. The only thing, man, and I'm sorry I'm taking you up, but the only thing I would say is the one piece is never the one piece to get to the championship. So some people are measuring the trade as, is he going to help us win a championship? That's not the right way to look at it.
Yeah.
Right? It's a collective of pieces. All we have to do is get to the playoffs. Once we get to the playoffs, it's anyone's game. And it's all about depth and role players. And, the all-stars are going to get us there. The role players and the depth is what's going to take us over the top. So great. We got a good squad. We just got to get behind it and let's go. That's all I got to say.
There you go, man. Appreciate the call, man. Zay from Maryland. Rate that call in the chat, man. I see a lot of you guys. I see a lot of fives in there. One being trash, five being facts. What do you guys think? Zay from Maryland's call, man. Good call. Definitely a good call. Shout out to Randy Johnson, franchise channel member 3 months, says keep iHart by any means. He can make endorsements in New York and make that up to learn a new system when the perfect fit is here. That'd be my pitch. Yeah. And listen, his wife's a model. Maybe she wants to stay in New York. I don't know. Does she want to go to OKC, Orlando? I don't know. This was a funny meme on Twitter. Shout out to Dylan Becker. He put up, the Jason Tatum fake anything is possible after they won the championship was going viral because, it just really didn't hit. But this guy, Dylan Becker, says, me, when Woj tweets Isaiah Hartenstein intends to sign a 4-year, $72 million contract with the New York Knicks, and he posted the Tatum video.
It's a surreal feeling. We did it. We did it! It's a surreal feeling. We did it. We did it!
I thought that was funny, man. This is a funny way to use it. But hey, let Leon cook. Let Brock Aller cook. and let's see how it goes, man. Well, I think we will find out more by Sunday night. Well, I think we'll find out if I Hart is a Knick or if he heads elsewhere. But great show, guys. Appreciate the time today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We did a little impromptu breakdown of Pacome Dadiet. Shout out to my guy once again, Simeon Marinoff, Director of European Scouting, for holding us down with it, man. Diehard Knicks fan as well. Tonight we will do more draft coverage. The second round is tonight at 4. No live show for that, but we'll come back at 9:30, break everything down with David Zenon, and if the Knicks make more picks at 31 or 51 or they get more, he's going to break down everybody, man, from Dadiet on through. We'll talk some more Deuce and his development. We'll talk about where Jericho Sims is with things. So we got an action-packed show with David Zenon. That's always a good one for Knicks fans to tune into. Make sure you guys don't miss that. And again, shout out to my franchise channel members for coming through. Everybody for supporting. Get your merch, people. Shout out to everybody that's been getting merch. I think I see another order just came in, man. We still got more New York versus the World merch. We still got KFTV merch. Somebody in the chat asked CP when he dropping the dad hat. It's on the way, but we are dropping the all-white joints. The all-white new era KFTV, the summer Sizzler snaps are coming in just a few weeks. I'm going to drop the pre-order link later on this week as well. The all-white joints, I just saw the proof from my supplier. It's looking fantastic, and it's going to be a great addition to the merch line. So make sure you guys are going to shop.KnicksFanTV.com and getting your merch. I will see you guys tonight at 9:30. Remember that the show's available in audio podcast format. No reason to miss it. People, support the wave. We just got to 80K. I want to get to 100K before training camp starts, man. We want to get to that 100K, and it's in your hands. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to the channel. 3 free ways that you can support the wave, man, and we appreciate you for it. Let me make sure that I did not miss any super chats in here. Mr. Garrett, appreciate it. Appreciate the super chat. Jay, $5 super chat says, if we have to either include Deuce in the Bridges deal or trade Mitch to keep I Hart, which one would you choose? I guess Deuce, man, but it would still be hard because now your bench is even more depleted. You know, that's a tough choice, honestly. Good question, tough choice. But according to the reports, they don't have to go the Deuce route anymore. So we'll see what happens there. Stephen Underhill says, salute to CP for living on camera for like 3 days now. Stay strong, King. Facts. Tell you, man, action packed, but this is what we do, man. This is what we do. You know, soon enough, next couple of months, we'll be in the off season for sure, and we'll be taking some much needed vacation and time off. Summer League coming up in Vegas, gonna be a good time, and looking forward to that, man. So that's the story, guys. We'll check in with you later on today for the doubleheader.